No audio? No audio at all? Phew. Tessie's going crazy, by the way. Somebody check the news on Tessie. But yeah. Good morning. I went through the whole list. I'm not gonna do it again. You can't make me. Good morning to. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, somebody check the news on Tessie. What's happening over there is going absolutely crazy. Just started. Maybe that's why I was on mute the whole time. I was just so distracted. I see a big green candle, almost a $19 candle at this point is wild. Okay, so we have some Tessie numbers from Kevin Stone. He is on the scene live. Walter Bloomberg. 32S Tesla. You got Tesla second quarter productions, 410 to 44 vehicles estimated, 400. All right, so you got the estimates coming out. You had slight, let's see, production. So you had a slight beat in production vehicles. The Model Y was a little bit, no, that was beat too. So strong numbers. Okay. All right, now Elon can fight Trump for however long. We got some better numbers than expected. Market doesn't care about the fight. That's all good. All good. You guys got the crowns and everything in the YouTube chat. What a day. What a day. But yeah, be last full day of the trading week. So we have this little market lull where it's probably a little lighter volume. We shall see. Otherwise, we got last full trading day. We close at 1 tomorrow, and then we have Friday off for July 4th. A lot of bears are trapped, yep. And if you guys got puts or contracts, you can't even do anything about that on the contracts except for hedge your plays. So there still might be some more volatility on Tessie at the open. If someone's like, "Oh man, what a gap down! I'm gonna short that one yesterday." Then by the time this market opens, they're gonna have to probably take a loss on those if they're not hedging now. So big squeeze. Pretty good move. You got SPY gapping down a little bit. We had a slew of numbers coming in. We had some ADP numbers. Result of all of them, and I don't think anything was really too important for in terms of the numbers. But a little bit of a gap down today. We were looking extra strong. We were actually up to like 619 on the SPY pre-market. So we'll see what happens. But not a great location to be opening under. So hold on. Let me see. Never mind. Yeah, it's still okay. We're hanging out. Small move. It looks deeper on a 3 minute chart. Otherwise, yeah, look for our resistance today, 617.84. Again, we were already ahead of it pre-market. Look for a little support somewhere around the 616.43 zone. So we will see what happens from here, but smack in the middle on it, right? Almost right in the middle of yesterday's candle as well. So be careful at open. See which way we want to push first. Otherwise, yesterday, and it was one of those strange kind of days where not really strange, it just takes longer than we wanted to. So good move. All we really did was continue to retest. We closed nice and strong above prior day's VPOC. And today opening slightly in between both. So we'll see if today maybe a little bit more choppy. But the trend longer term is bullish. And even after hours, we were pushing fairly bullish with a nice gap up. So this might be the retest we're running into. Q struggled. Definitely rotation. Definitely a rotation from some of the tech names into healthcare, into some of the divvy stocks. Pepsi went crazy yesterday. Um, so we'll see if that continues, if there's more weakness. But it was also the very first day of the month too. So there is also some book rebalancing from some of the some of the hedge funds. And it makes sense when you have something like tech who just absolutely ran wild all last quarter. Maybe you want to start rebalancing some of those gains into some of the other names that are also beat up but solid companies. So we'll see if there's more continued rotation. Otherwise, we probably had a lot of rebalancing yesterday, and we'll see if tech could catch a break. If they do, decent location for Qs to get a bounce. Also, a very important level because we did hit this one yesterday. We did break through it yesterday. We're just sitting at the top of it now. So anything below 546.11, the only other thing that could hold you back is 544.64, which is just a low of yesterday. And then I think maybe a little bit easier to kind of break those levels down. You got 540.86. Other than that, if we're opening, and it doesn't look like it yet, but we got time. If we're opening anywhere above 546.11, then we are still inside day. Look for a strong resistance somewhere around 547.67. If we start breaking that, Qs look absolutely fantastic again. But right now, just kind of chilling, a little bit weaker. Still on the Qs. Bitcoin, not a good candle yesterday, but we got into that support we talked about. We hit that one perfectly, so I like that. Bullish engulfing candle for today. I like that so far. You do have a little bit of resistance where we're opening at, so maybe a little bit of a chop, but hopefully we can get through this. And then that takes us up to 109,617 is the next spot we haven't not retested yet. So that would give us about $2,000 and $100 exactly, actually. Uh, Further move to the bullish side, and we just got to go a little bit more from here. We've already rejected this spot once so far today. We'll see if that continues. We got a couple names coming in. Let's look at Tessie real quick. So there's two things with Tessie. Which why a and it's more than I thought it was going to be probably on this move. But you do have the obviously the numbers, delivery numbers coming out better than expected, so people like it. But don't be too shocked at how big things can move. And we talk about this all the time. Um, from here, this was like our line in the sand. This is that 317.69 zone, and we're actually just opening right at it now. There's no other real volume. So once we broke that, even though it was a Twitter fight and people got kind of either worried or annoyed, one of them. Uh, there's nothing here stopping us until we get down into this $300 level, right? So anytime you're in this zone where there's just no VPOX, nothing really breaking us down, any news can set. It doesn't matter what the news is, but there's really no resistance in this zone whatsoever. So the drop was pretty dramatic. Now you have some good numbers. So you're getting we just put in a $20 candle, which is a little higher than some of those spots, but we're pulling back right into this 317.52 zone. So we're right at that support. We'll have to see how this one wants to hold, but good news, good candle, zero resistance, especially when that news comes out pre-market. There's really nothing kind of holding it back. So depends on where Tesla wants to open for today. This has been already a massive move all inside of one candle. But again, those are the trades. That's why when we're going through some of the stock tickers, right? And I know sometimes it's like just on repeat, it's like, okay, if we pull back, I would like it. But what I'm really looking for is something like this. Give me a range where there's a lot of room, no resistance, and then it's like, man, if we could get a good price on this one, there's nothing stopping us. So those are my favorite type of moves where there's just really zero resistance in the way, and it does leave room for a stock to fly on any news. So we'll see where this one wants to open. If we open, let's go with the lower end of this one. If we're opening anywhere underneath 316.91, which we are now, there's also room to give back a lot of this gains, especially if somebody got trapped yesterday and not really able to get out of their position. They were down. Might make sense for them to kind of get out or at least buy some puts. Otherwise, I could bet you there was probably some people buying some puts yesterday when this thing opened, and that would take us into those people being trapped, and hopefully they put some time on those puts if they did take those out. But yeah, otherwise, fairly pretty decent move. Those are my favorite kind of runways to have, and we'll see where we go from there. Uh, CLF is the next one I got. CLF, good closing candle yesterday. Lauren, you raised your hand. Let me know if you have a question. Otherwise, yeah, good breakout candle. This one might be setting up for a swing. Again, we have a little bit of resistance coming in, probably about $8.42. Maybe we could make it there for today, but that's only going to give us about 20 cents. Strong day yesterday. We are gapping up. It is a retest gap on this one. Let's see if we get the better price point at somewhere around $8.14. If we could, now you're building yourself a 30-cent move. Still, the stops are going to be a little tough, but as a swing trade, that might be a better spot to take. We do have to clear to that 100. That's going to cause a little bit of a headache today for continuation on the bull run. Cleveland Cliffs has just been a struggle bus, but one nice thing on this chart at least is we do have a little bit of inverted head and shoulders. This is our first new higher high with that close. Maybe possibly setting up for a swing trade, day trade, probably a little rough because it's very hard to, unless we get some kind of intraday candle. I don't really have a great spot for stops, even at that E14 entry price. All right, we got CVX. Good gap up there. Pretty good. I would say a good closing candle after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of consolidation. Your bigger move on this one. He had some volume on this candle. 147.01. If you could take that out, that's going to be a big one. 147.01. If you take that out, there's really nothing stopping it back into this 200, which would take you to 148.52. Again, same thing, retest gap. Maybe buying this one, knowing there's a resistance right above you. Probably not the best move. Look for like a 145.77 entry if you can get it. So see if that one wants to come a little bit lower before buying, but yeah, and then you're if you are taking this trade, you are pretty much under the assumption as you get into this thing that this 147 zone is going to be taken out, and then your target is there. That's probably the only way to get pretty decent risk reward on it. Otherwise, good closing candle yesterday. JP Morgan did a 50 billion with a B. I feel like Dr. Evil. 50 billion dollars. JP Morgan, $50 billion dollar buyback on stocks. So they're gonna reap the reward. Not it's honestly not a huge move considering that is a big massive buyback for them. Some of that might be related to it's either the market is just not really caring too much. It's already been kind of priced in. There would be some kind of buyback, or just in general, the stock has been absolutely flying. It's been a very strong stock. So it looks really good. It is a gap and go for today. Yesterday was inside candle. You really well pretty much this candle right here. Let's see if worst case you get some kind of a pullback into 290.60, but that is good news, good catalyst. Besides the fact it's up a lot, I don't really want to short this one. You have all momentum to the bull side, but if you get some kind of a dip on this one, might be worth buying or looking at for a day trade. Swing trade probably tough at these levels. Long-term investing kind of a little bit tougher at these levels as well. But JP Morgan, solid buyback on that one. Oxy, um, starting to perk up. I like the opening price. The closing price was blah, nothing too crazy on the close. Would have we had a good price point at one point when we had price action above 43.05, but still dealing with that 20 EMA. Looks like we might print penny or two higher than it. Got those moving average all kind of just chopping around a little bit. Otherwise, the open I like a lot better than the close, but still, let's give it a pullback on this one, 43.05. Your next resistance on this one, 43.54. The next resistance is 43.85, and then your bigger resistance probably takes you about $44 flat. So on a really good day, I'm looking for about $44, which would take us about 70 cents in a bullish direction. Also, might be a very interesting swing trade though. We are making higher highs, we are making higher lows. This looks like it is trying to make a pivot here, which would be another higher low as well. And then even if we do make a new higher high, you got that 200, which is 47.50. But otherwise, I have more of a 49.17 zone longer term. So I think it's got some potential room on it. Baba. Baba. Uh, Not looking good. Not looking too good. Um, Definitely a gap down. Would have liked to see maybe somewhere around this 112.21 hold. This one, you do have a lot of room to the downside. That would take you back to 109.34. Kind of also matches up with that 200 EMA. So I think this one probably would be a candidate for a short if you need to find a short somewhere. maybe a high wave candle or an initial pop into that 112.21 zone. See if that does not break, if that resistance holds. As close as you get to that, the better. But yeah, looking a little bit to the weak side for BABA. MSTR. Well, if I could type MSTR, there we go. Uh, Micro strategies gapping up a little bit. Again, if Bitcoin starts to look good today, so on the act, just piecing it apart, and this is just micro strategy, it's an okay gap. You did have some volume that came in yesterday. Still want to see now a pullback into 379.15. That would get you a fairly good trade. You have some resistance coming in right at this 387.08 zone. So I would be leaning a little bit more bullish than bearish on MicroStrategy just on chart. However, we know that it's going to rely solely on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin opens, if we open this market and then Bitcoin just dies randomly, that's going to hurt the MSTR trade. But Bitcoin looks like it has potential to break out. It is just out of resistance. So let's see if we can get that pullback. Lean bullish, I think, on MSTR for today, 378.85. I don't know where you want to throw your stops, but I would say probably underneath. You have a couple spots back here, 367.74. It hasn't really been retested, but for a day trade, maybe just take the low of yesterday, slightly underneath the low, and that would be your best attempt, I think, at the bullish trade on MSTR. And then if Bitcoin breaks, you get an extra little bonus on that one. TTD. Uh, TTD hanging out for now. So we'll see where this one opens. You're gapping down about 3 pennies. Hmm, gapping down about 3 pennies. Still inside day from yesterday. I do like that close, that open and close from yesterday, and it looks like we're just fighting that 100 EMA. And then as we get a little bit higher from here, 74.89. So it still looks decent. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to probably put a day trade on it. I just don't have a lot of edge to it for today. And you do have a resistance, which we did hit yesterday, 73.68. So if this pulls back, I think your best try on this one, try to get it in at 72.23. Otherwise, if we could take out yesterday's VPOC at least, $74.01, that might set you up for your next move to like 75.22. So pretty good bullish run we've just had. A little bit of a resting day. Might see some chop on TTD for today. TGT. Mm, TGT. Really good day yesterday. A lot of retail names had a good day yesterday, though. So we did see a little bit of a rotation. You had really good divvies down in the zone, somewhere in 94, $95 zone. It is still Target. I like Target because they got mob mentality shoppers. They got this weird little cult that some of you are in it. I know some of you guys are in this Target cult. I gotta go to Target and then you buy like 75 items because you're like, it's such a good deal. I couldn't pass it up. Looks like we got rejected at the 100 yesterday. That is a massive move. You are into resistance. Probably on the breakout of some of those levels was a better price. I'd see if we get a little pullback on this one. But that is a good candle. If we do get pullbacks, I think that is probably a buy the dip opportunity on Target. FCX. Uh, that one looks really nice. Next little resistance on this one is somewhere around $44.94. Otherwise, you got your pullback spot into 44.53, but really good gap on this one. Let's get this one higher on the chart. Well, I guess we got to get this one on the chart. There we go. Now we'll get this one a little bit pushed up higher. Let's go. Go TradingView with my list of 1 million stocks, which is slightly less than the 50 billion. All right, we got CME for Bijal CME. So it was a gap up. It was a retest from yesterday. Momentum has been bullish. I don't really see any real gap on this one, so we'll have to see where this one actually opens at. But Okay. All of yesterday was really just a retest gap, kind of retested a little bit further than it should have. But bulls came in at the end. Let's see if that bull train just keeps running. Anything above 275.60, I like it. Your next target probably back to the 278.05. Maybe stretch target 279.23 for today, but that looks good. GS is up. Yeah, so JP Morgan came out and they did the $50 billion buyback. Goldman Sachs raised their divvy by $1. So uh, good move on both of them. I think probably both remain strong today. Again, the only thing that really worries me on these type of trades is it's already. I mean, we just ran from June 2nd from 596 to $708. That's a big move, but looks good. Still at a very good opening price. You don't really want to see this thing start breaking down 706.59. If it doesn't break that, you want to remain bullish on Goldman Sachs. We got Snow. Snow is a little tricky to trade sometimes. You have a little bit of a wider spread, but it looks like that was a good breakdown candle. Whether that lasts, who knows? But if this thing is still inside day, I think if you could get a short in close to 216.54, your next target at least would take you to about 213.74. Snow does wild things, so if we break through that, you have a really good trade. 211.94 on Snow. Apple, AAPL. Apple still trying to tell people it's bullish. Good consolidation. I like this candle for the breakout a lot. Good little follow through. We did just reject the 100 EMA, so maybe if we can get up there today, maybe we got a shot to take it out. That was also a good resistance. If you get through that, watch for like 211.26, and then bigger move 212.24. Phenomenal day, absolutely phenomenal. We'll take you into that 200, but inside day, I want to be buying at open 208.20 would be the spot I would kind of set the alert for on my charts. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see. MSFT. Rough day on MSFT. Meta also rough day yesterday. Again, I think that's part of the rotation. No stock just goes straight up. This one tried it for a while. We got 425.54 all the way into the 400, almost 500 zone. No real pullbacks. This might be maybe the start of it, but you do have really good support down to like 478.93. Does look a little rough. Now you're putting in a retest gap for today. So do you want to short here? I don't know if this gap fully retests. If it does, fantastic. You get a better spot to buy. That would be 492.52. Otherwise, look for like see what happens at 490, 490.75-ish, somewhere around there. That should be your first now resistance, your first target to the downside, 486.65. But it does look like it's trying to curve down. We have not broken, by the way, we're still in a severe uptrend. So all of this pullback, I mean, we just went crazy the last couple days, have not actually broken that uptrend on Microsoft yet. Meta looks very similar. Again, same thing. We haven't actually broke the uptrend. So as of now, this is all still in line with what it's doing. It's just you're getting a pullback. Look for a little support on this one, somewhere around 7, 10, 17. If that starts to break, you probably have a really, really good support, 696.99. If that starts to break, well, you probably break the structure too, and then you're probably getting a deeper pullback. Um, for the indicator, just FYI, quick announcement. I'm going to set up something on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I've had a lot of questions, a lot of questions about the functionality, how to use it. So for you guys on YouTube, I don't think I mentioned it to you guys yet, but we did create a new indicator based on some of the trading style that I'm looking for that I typically do. But it will give you candles. Let's see, it goes off the last candle, so this is all going to be yesterday's data, but it will essentially set up for you automatically based on the criteria I put in. It will give you sell signals. It will give you buy signals. It will also throw in, not that you have to take it, they're just suggested, but this would be telling you what your entry price is. It gives you where your stop should be. It gives you where your target should be. Um, and then, yeah, we just kind of, we could run that over and over again. But lots and lots of questions that you guys had. So I thought the best thing to do is to get more into this. 8 p.m. on Tuesday, I'm going to look to set up just some kind of Zoom meeting. So I know a lot of you guys in YouTube land, you guys don't have access to Slack. If you guys have Slack, you could either shoot me a message, tell me you're interested, and I'll add you to the list, or I'll in Slack, I'll also post the link to the Zoom meeting when it gets a little closer, or when I actually set it up. But for anybody in YouTube land, if you guys are interested or you want to learn more about it, just shoot me an email since otherwise I don't have direct contact to you. Just shoot it to dan@reallifetrading.com. Once you guys do that, I'll have your name, your email, and then I'll be able to send you out the Zoom link and times. But that will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. We'll kind of run through that if you guys are interested. But yeah, so far pretty cool. We've gone through it. Some of you guys from the mentor group already have access to it. By the way, if you're already in the mentor group, shoot me a message too if you're interested, and I'll just add you to that indicator as soon as I get off the mic today as well. APLD. Ooh, frothy. Where's the yesterday's VPOC is all the way at $10.12. I don't know how hard this one is to short, but it looks a bit rough so far. Your next target though takes you to 965. We've been there before. Got a couple of levels for today, 938. Otherwise, big target, $9.05, but it still looks a little bit rough, especially if we take out this candle from June 26th. So if we can take out that candle, we start getting candles that close intraday below it. I think longer term, at least, you probably have $9.05, $9.02, somewhere in that zone. Let's see. Palantir, and then that is the morning bell. Palantir is inside day for now. You do have yesterday's support. It is a gap and go, so probably lean very nervously bullish. You got 130.47 should be your support. Next target on this one, if you get past 131.78, you do have a target up to like 135.29 for today. Other than that, everybody in YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Later, guys.